Every day we get bombarded with email messages we don't want. The problem, of course, is that these unwanted messages make it harder to see the important ones that we do want. We're quick to point fingers at anonymous spammers selling fake Rolexes and male enhancement drugs, but maybe the problem is closer to home. Is the reply all button a culprit behind our overflowing inboxes? In other words, is spam mostly a problem of our own making? And to ask a related question, how much humiliation could we spare ourselves if we got smarter about using or not using the reply all button? According to data cited in a recent Bloomberg Businessweek article, at least 15% of a typical office worker's day is spent on email, and 5% of emails received are replies to all. While that might sound like a small percentage, think about those stats over time. What you have is death by 1,000 cuts. Businessweek reports that the misuse of the reply all button has some large companies considering an outright ban on its use. And a handful of businesses have gone as far as to use in-house programmers to remove the button from employees' view. The reply all button is simply an inanimate thing, of course, which means it's not something we can truly blame. The question is how we, as users, use and abuse this function. It's a question of etiquette, but sometimes it's just a simple human error, perhaps compounded by bad design. The reply all button is typically just a few short pixels away from the reply button. Everyone makes mistakes, right? Even those of us who should know better. Last fall, a student from NYU, who was studying computer science of all things, accidentally replied to all 40,000 of his classmates, to their extreme annoyance. The event was soon dubbed the reply all-pocalypse. This isn't a newly diagnosed problem. Back in 2009, Sperry Software developed an Outlook add-on that issued a pop-up warning every time a user clicked the reply all button, making it less likely to accidentally share, say, a delicate HR matter or a snarky comment about a colleague with the entire company. Since then, most major email providers have begun to take the reply all problem seriously. Microsoft introduced its own plugin called No Reply All, and Google, whose Gmail is the most widely used free email service, rolled out a mute button to give wary users an escape from endless email chains and public gabfest. Despite these advances, it's still up to us as users to exercise good judgment and do our part to reduce internal workplace spam. It's our policy that you should have a really good reason every time you decide to respond to a mass mailer. What's your policy? Just hit reply and let us know.